Today we're going to talk about how Beethoven invented metal music. Now this is insane. The story and the connection between metal and classical music goes deep. If you think about metal, there's a lot of strong, expressive elements like distorted guitar, screaming, and fast drums. These strong, expressive elements actually share a lot in common with romantic and classical composers like Beethoven. Now this is insane. Lord Ritchie Blackmore of Deep Purple actually stole his 035 and directly lifted it from Beethoven's music. Preposterous.
Bum 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 bum. And I thought, play that backwards. Put something to it, and you've got bum 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 bum.
Are you telling me
Yes.
that the famous riff of Smoke on the Water is from Beethoven?
It's an interpretation of inversion. If you turn it back and play it back and forth, it's actually Beethoven's Fifth.
One dark night, Ritchie Blackmore conducted a seance to become inspired. As the clock struck midnight, spirits from the void whispered secrets in Blackmore's ear. Of course, Ritchie exclaimed, all I have to do is play Beethoven's Fifth Symphony backwards. Fingering the G string has never been so fun, Blackmore thought to himself. In honor of Beethoven R.I.P., we're going to be watching a live performance of his Symphony No. 5. Now this is conducted by Benjamin Zander and played by the Boston Philharmonic Orchestra. This is one of the greatest masterworks of all time. Get your cans of power on, get a snack, and maybe some WAP juice, and let's get into this Fifth Symphony, one of the greatest pieces of music ever to be written across time by Lord Beethoven. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Now that theme that we just heard, bum 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 bum, bum 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 bum, that is called the Fate theme. It's like fate knocking at your door. Now I want to prove to you that Ritchie Blackmore is a thief and that he stole Beethoven's Fifth Symphony to create 035. So here we are in Guitar Pro. I actually wrote this stuff out. And here is the Fifth Symphony or the Fate theme. Okay, now what is Ritchie Blackmore talking about when he says he uses inversion? Well, inversion is reversing the direction of the intervals, and he said it was an interpretation of that. He's also using things like retrograde, you could say. These are all mathematical devices that Bach used to write music. So here we go. We're going to turn it backwards, right? So in the original, this D note is played at the end. And here we're going to start with the D now, right? And that is what retrograde is. It's just playing everything backwards. So you can actually hear the 035. Here's the O, the 3, and the 5, right? You can hear that intervallic formula between the notes. So that is how Ritchie Blackmore stole from Beethoven to create metal. This is something you could do in your own music as well. It's a fascinating concept. Now let's get back to the piece. Let's start it back from the beginning and hear that Fate theme. Now, this is all the drama there. And there's our Fate theme again. This is what we call the exposition in sonata form. We're laying down the thematic components and getting the listener used to the melodic material. Oh, dramatic chord. Now we modulate into a major key. Oh, and we're getting back into the evil territory. Crescendo. release the tension. This orchestra sounds great. Re-entrance of the Fate theme. Shh. The dynamics in an orchestra, quiet, soft, intense. You know, it's really makes music interesting. Oh, the diminished chord. Okay, now we're back to the uplifting theme here. More soft and gentle. Contrast. This really creates a delicious contrast with the darker material. Oh boy. Raising the tension, and then you release it. Tension and release. Dissonance followed by consonance. Okay, now we enter the development section, which is the second part of sonata form. Here we're going to play around with the thematic material and do some different things with it. It's the very essence of composition. Oh boy, that theme's going to come back later. Diminished chord. Oh! Oh, I hear John Williams in that, the film composer. Oh man, the emotions are just being stirred around. Shh. A modulation. I think we're in F sharp there. Wow. You hear the theme? Oh man. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? It's fate. Listen to the counterpoint and all the different voices interweaving with one another. It's a delicate solo from the oboe player. Shh. Give it to me. Tension's rising. Now we're back to the lighter theme. Listen to the blending of all the colors in the orchestra between the woodwinds and the strings and the brass. Beautiful. Five in the one chord. Oh! Ooh, Neapolitan chord. Going up a half step from the root. Diminished chords. Beethoven was a master of harmony. Okay, now we must be in the recapitulation section. This is the last part. Oh, this is my favorite part. Oh, yeah. Listen to that theme. Here it comes again. This is metal. Strong expression. Okay, the brass is coming out in full force. Ugh. Bring it down. There's those 5-1 chords. Now, what do you think? Is classical music just metal before electricity? I, for one, am extremely honored that Ritchie Blackmore decided to break the law and become a thief and steal Beethoven's music to create a new genre, metal. In music theory, guitar technique, and even songwriting, check out my free guitar newsletter below. That's going to give you tabs delivered straight to your inbox on all 3 of those topics and get you on level 666 fast. Tread subscribe 420 times and remember to answer the door when fate knocks.